Gmail. How do you get to Gmail?
Press on Gmail.
From where? Okay, welcome everybody. This is day 2.5 of our Gmail class. Today we're going to do labs. We're going to set up our professional emails and our signatures. So the first thing I want everybody to do is go to Gmail. Now, some people developed a bad habit in here, and it's Rob does it as a shortcut because Rob knows what he's doing. But for everyone else here, it's not a good thing to do. So I want you to delete it from your bookmark bar. So up here, where is the bookmarks bar? Jess, where is the bookmarks bar on my page?
Just below the tabs, underneath the window.
Okay, so let's make sure everybody's clear. If you need to write this, draw this in your books, please do it because it's going to be frustrating to you in the future. Right up at the very top left-hand corner, you should have or you will have some little icon. You actually have two versions of Chrome running. One is your thing that's signed in as you, and the other one is a little cloud that says LTC LB students. You always need to make sure that at this time of day, you are signed in as you. What is your character?
I have a little happy face.
Okay, happy face. This one is a ninja. Who else has something?
I got a blue note.
A blue note? How about you, John?
I got a blue song note.
Okay, all right. So if you don't have it, don't worry about it right now. But if you do have it, make sure, if there's a little icon up there, make sure it is not the cloud with the sun coming through. That's going to get you very frustrated. Okay, so now to the right of that, what are these things called? These are called tabs. So if I say click on this tab, you know what, everybody should know what that means. Okay, when you go to work, when you're training people, you have to call these tabs. Otherwise, it's going to be very confusing if you say click on those things at the top of your page. Now, what is this thing right here? To the right,
That's to create a new tab.
that's to create a new tab. Okay? Now, what's below the tabs?
Address book.
Address.
Okay, so that is now called the Omnibox. Omnibox. O-M-N-I. Google calls it the Omnibox. Okay, I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh.
Okay, I'm just going through the terminology. The thing where you type stuff in is called the Omnibox by Google. So we're just going to call it Omnibox. I used to call it something else. With Google in Chrome, if you open it, if you want to do a Google search, you don't need to do this and type it in here. You don't need to do that with Google. That's the old way. With Google, if you want to do a Google search, you just type it in the Omnibox. So Omni is kind of like everything. That's why they're saying it that way. With Google, you don't have to open a search thing. You just put the search in there. And here's some cool things that you can do. 57 times 63. 67 times 65. To do any mathematical equations in the Omnibox, you just have to put the equation in from wherever you are. So if we're sitting in here during GED class and he says, what's 5 plus 6 minus 8 plus 2, 3 minus 5 minus 6?
You mean like the algebra style?
Well, this is what I saw on the board the other day. Okay, so right now, that answer is 0. How do I know? Because it has it right here. Let's say I want to add 877 to it. Well, there would be 877. Let's say I want to add that number to it. See how it keeps adding it down here? So you can do mathematical numbers right in the Omnibox now too. So it's not just for URLs. Okay, now the next thing below, let me give you a tip regarding these tabs. You should always have your calendar tab open. But the challenge with tabs is you don't want to have them taking up all of your screen, right? So go to your Google Plus or go to your calendar tab, put your pointer over it and right click, and then pin the tab. Now do you see what happened? What happened?
It goes away.
It shrinks it down to be really small. So now you can have a lot of tabs.
Can you do it one more time?
Okay, so you just click on a tab that you have something. Well, you don't click. You put your pointer over the tab. You right-click. A drop-down box appears, and you click on left-click on Pin Tab. Oh, cool.
Okay.
Now, with these machines, you really shouldn't have like more than 5 tabs open. But let's say you're at work and you have a really good computer where you work or where you're home. You might be able to have 10, 20 tabs open, but they're not going to fit unless you pin them, make them small. So that's just a little shortcut. If you want to unpin it, you right-click and then you push unpin. But where I want to get to right now is the bookmarks bar. So for Rob, he has shortcuts to the other Google apps in the bookmarks bar. I don't want you to use those. Because what happens is, if I go to one of the shortcuts in the bookmarks bar, what it does is it takes whatever the open tab and it changes it to what I clicked on. It doesn't open a new tab. So if you're in Gmail and I say go to Google Plus, and you go to it in the bookmarks bar, it's going to have Google Plus, but now Gmail's gone. And then where you're always going to be, and then if I say now go back to Google, go back to Gmail, and you push on Gmail in your bookmarks bar, what's going to disappear? Google Plus. And then you're always going to be opening the application again, closing, open. But you don't need to do that. You just need to have, here's my Google Plus tab. Here's my Gmail tab. Okay, here's my Gmail tab. So what I want to be able to do is just go back and forth to the tabs. I don't want to have to open the application, launch it all over again, close it, open, close it. I don't want to have to do that. I just want to go from tab to tab to tab. So the way to get rid of those things, any applications in your bookmarks bar, is to do what?
Right click.
Right click on it, on the one you want, and then just delete.
So you want us to delete Gmail?
So delete anything on your bookmarks bar that says calendar, Gmail, Google Plus. What do you have? What else do you have?
Google Drive, YouTube,
Well, delete Drive. Get rid of that.
Google Maps, YouTube, TED, Brainwash.
Keep TED. Keep Brainwash.
SP, just get rid of Maps and Drive.
Get rid of all of the Google ones. Yeah.
I set mine up so when I open the browser, it pulls up my email, Google Plus, and Google Calendar automatically. With
That's good.
tab.
That's good. With that separate tabs. What I want everybody to do, and the right way to do it in Google, is if you want to open an app, there is this 9-square grid right below the what? Right below the what? Right below the bookmarks bar, right. Right below the bookmarks bar, there's a 9-square grid, 9 little boxes. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the thing that you use to open applications. So if I say go to Google Plus, and it's not an open tab, go to the 9-square grid, find Google Plus, and click on it here. then it will be open. So I'm just going to do Maps. So I already have Google Plus open. So it just created a new tab called Google Maps. So now I can just go from Google Plus. I want to go to Gmail. I want to go to Maps. Nothing's being closed. They're all open. What the bookmark bar should be used for is apps like Brain Rush, things that you need to get to quickly that you get to all the time. Brain Rush, TED Talk, Hero School, your Hero School, things like that. If you want the Remember This book. The book is on the drive. That should be on your bookmarks bar. Like you have it on your bookmarks bar now, right, Jonathan? That should be on your bookmarks bar. So if you want to get to it quickly, boom, you can get to it quickly. The thing about it, though, is to remember it's not going to open a new tab. Whatever tab you're looking at is going to be replaced when you click on a tab on something in the bookmarks bar. Okay, so this is just a very important thing that's going to save you time. Yeah.
Can you close the tab of the home page?
Close the tab of the home page.
I'm on Google Maps like you are, and I have the home page.
Well, it must be on the Google homepage tab. Can't be in the calendar or map. Looking at the Google homepage. Okay, that's the map.
This is.
So what did you do? How did you get to it? Well, okay, no, see what you're on. The open tab, so Alfonso isn't sure which is the open tab. The open tab is the one that's bright. Go to the tab right to the next to the right of it. Okay, now that's your map tab. Go to the tab to the left. Okay, that is just there. You just opened a new tab. That's a blank tab. Okay, so you have two tabs open. Anybody else? Well, Alfonso has two tabs open. So the important thing when you're working with computers, you know, when we move to the next building, when people start, they're going to go to a class called PC Basics. So these are things that we assume that everybody knows. We're finding out that most people don't know simple fundamental stuff, which is okay. But okay, so now what I want everybody to do is go open their Gmail. How do you open your Gmail? Keith, how do you open it?
The app's dropped down.
The app from what? The app's dropped down from what?
From the bookmarks.
No, not the bookmark tab. The what?
From the box.
The 9-square grid. 9-square grid. Okay. I'm going to call it the 9-square grid. I suggest you just call it the same thing. It's called that. Well, but see, apps is, it means different things to different people. But if we say the 9-square grid, can anybody be confused with what that is? No. Okay. If you go here, or there's a grid over on the left that says apps on your bookmark bar. That's not the one I'm talking about. That's another thing that's very powerful, but we're not doing that right now. We're doing Gmail. Yeah, see. So if you click on the apps colored grid over on the left, it does the same thing. Whatever the active tab you had is now replaced with that apps tab. So we're not going to do that. So what I want everybody to do is close any tab other than Gmail or G+ in Gmail. When you can leave your calendar open.
Okay, let's.
Okay.
All the YouTubes and everything.
Close the tabs up here. So the only tabs that should be open is you should be on Gmail. Maybe you have your Google Plus tab open. Here, I have mine pinned, so it's really small. And then I have the calendar open, but it's very small. So I can easily get to those apps right away. And let me assure you, when you know, under the heading of A picture paints a 1,000 words, or people judge books by their covers. Everybody's heard those expressions. If you're at work and you sold yourself as the expert and the boss has said, okay, Keith has come in, he's going to take us to the cloud. Now, what are they going to think when they're watching for the first 5 seconds? What are they hoping to see? Magic, right? That you know stuff they don't know. But instead, let's say you're fumbling around. Then they're not going to trust anything you say, right? So it's very important that you do these fundamental things right. Who knows who John Wooden is? Is he dead or is he alive? John Wooden is or was. John Wooden.
What, the football dude?
No.
Basketball.
Basketball.
Oh, basketball.
John Wooden was the basketball coach for UCLA in the 60s and 70s when they had these fantastic teams. Does anybody know what he did on practice number 1 with everybody? So, anybody know? Okay, so on the very first minutes of practice, for these guys, this is, you said it was number 1. They were dominating the country. So these were guys that were high school players that were all American high school. So very first day, first minutes of practice, he had everybody take off their shoes and socks. And he said, we have to start with the basics. You have to learn to put your socks on right and to tie your shoes the right way. And this thing would be, I don't care how you did it before. Maybe you do it right, maybe you do it wrong, it doesn't matter, but everybody's going to tie their put on their socks and tie their shoes the same way. And the thing is, most people don't tie their shoes the right way. They tie them not the right way. So it's important when you go to work that if you are hired because you're going to be the cloud expert, that when people are watching you, you do things the right way, not the shortcut way. Do things the right way. So people say, oh, wow, I can learn from this stuff. Okay, so I want you in Gmail. Who is not in Gmail? Okay, who does not have an email from me? Everyone should have, not everyone. Some people should not have received an email from me right now. Okay, who did get an email from me? Let's test that theory. Okay, good. So Marion, good. Marion did not, so I didn't send one to Marion. I didn't remember sending you one, Jesse, but you just got one?
No, it says 2.5. Edward
No.
invited you to Google Apps.
Not that email. What email do you have, John? Nothing.
Hold on one, give me 2 seconds.
You sent email for me on the 28th of
No,
August,
you didn't send me an email.
not September.
Your professional email account?
Greetings, here's your professional email account.
Okay. Who has the creating your professional email account?
Oh, yeah, I got that.
Okay. Who does not have it? Okay. One person. Marion, I didn't send it to you. Shouldn't have it. Okay. Good. Now that I know we're on the right page, what I want you to do is over at this gear, go to the gear, click on the gear, and click Settings. And then your page is going to change to look like this.
Click on where?
Well, your page should look like this.
By just clicking on the gear, correct?
You click on the gear, then you click on the word Settings. So you click on the gear, a drop-down box appears, and then you click on Settings. Okay, who doesn't have that? Okay, what does Daniel have? This is our, contrary to what we experienced this morning, this is a team. Everybody needs to help everyone else. Somebody goes and gets a job in the downtown project, their duty is to help bring everyone else into that job. And it's not going to happen if we don't see each other as a team. Okay, so I'm moving forward. So under where it says settings is a bunch of words that are in blue. Click on the word that says labs. It's in the second row, in the middle. Now you have something that looks like this. Okay? And I'm going to go through these in the order on my screen. My screen might be in a different order than yours. We will get to all of them. So we're going to go through it on my thing, and then I'll go back around and somebody says, well, what about this one?
My labs.
Okay, so the first one I have is apps search. Enable that. Most of them are going to be enabled. So what we're doing is we're getting Gmail set up as in a professional way to be used for professional purpose, not amateur stuff. So apps search enabled. Authentication icon for verified senders. You can enable that. That's not that important. It might be in the future. Auto advance. Okay, enable that. Canned responses. Enable that. This is going to come in very handy when you are at work. Because you're going to create a response to somebody, and then you're going to save it. And then if you ever want to use it again, you can just pull it up and customize it. Saves tremendous amount of time. Okay. Google Calendar gadget. Enable that. Google Maps previews in Mail. Enable that. Google Voice Player in Mail. Enable that. See, these are all things that you're going to find out in the future give you a lot more power when you're sending emails to people. Mark as read button. Very important. Enable that. So that shows you, that enables you when you're going through your emails to check them and then just check them as read. You don't even have to read it. Casa preview shows photo previews whenever you receive a Picasa link. Enable that because that's a Google.
What about multiple inboxes?
Huh?
Multiple inboxes.
I'll get to that one later. So that,
I had that after market rate.
okay. You don't want that. Disable that.
Disable which one?
Multiple inboxes.
It's already disabled.
Make sure it's disabled. So I've gone through this many times, and I think on mine, all of the disabled ones are at the bottom. Pictures in chat, enable. Preview pane, enable. Quick links, enable. Quote selected text, enable. Right side chat, enable. Undo send, enable that. That will come in handy. Smart. Well, that's probably disabled. Yeah, I'm sure that's disabled. Unread message icon. You can enable that. That tells you up in your tab up here how many unread emails you have. So if you don't have any, you never need to go there and look at it. Custom keyboard shortcuts, I disable that. Multiple inboxes, disable that. Smart labels, disable.
Yelp preview.
Yelp preview in Mail, disable.
Yeah, there's
Those smart labels will now.
Well, mine are in a different order than yours because
keyboard shorts.
disable.
Okay.
Unread message icon.
Enable.
What about the Picasso
Enable.
enable?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, over here on this side.
Okay, the last thing you said, Carl, I didn't hear. You were
Okay,
saying
so
you
Yelp
wanted to say something.
previews, disable. Smart labels, disable. Multiple inbox, disable. Custom keyboard shortcuts, disable. Everything else is enabled.
multiple inboxes disabled.
Disabled. Okay, so those things might be good, but that's really higher level. Takes a lot more maintenance. It's like a Ferrari versus a Toyota, right? Ferraris are a lot more fun, but you have to be a lot better. And you can't forget stuff in a Ferrari. Okay, so now we've done that.
What all the things?
Okay, well, later with Alfonso you can. There's only 4 that are not enabled. Yelp, Smart Labels, Multiple Inbox, and Custom Keyboard Shortcuts. So they're the most complicated ones. Now, for everyone else, click at the bottom, Save Changes. Well, for everybody, not for everyone else. Everybody now go, scroll to the bottom, click Save Changes. Now, go back to the gear, go back to Settings.
Wow. It would totally shut down and reset, so.
Save changes.
Yep.
Go back.
Go to the gear again.
Yep, go back to the gear, go to Settings. Okay, so everybody back at Settings? Anybody not at Settings? Okay, so here's where the tricky part comes in. On these blue names up here, click on the one that says Accounts and Import. Okay, so everybody have that?
Yes.
Anybody not have it? I should say that.
All right, we're in Google Mail.
Yep,
Go
Gmail.
to settings.
Go to Settings, and then click the 4th one on the top row that says Accounts and Import. Thanks, Mark. Okay, now, the 3rd group down says Send Mail Ads. That's what we're going to be working on.
I'll send me a-
Okay? Now, everyone in there only has one thing, right?
Yes.
Which is your LTC LV.
Yes.
What we're going to do is add another one. Your first professional email account. Okay, so here's what we want to do. Below yours is a blue thing, a link that says add another email address you own. Right? Everybody see that? Anybody not see that? Good. So Rayshawn, you're following, right? Because you're kind of out there on your own. And Jonathan's on his own, but he has people behind him. Yeah. Wrong. Okay, so now click on add another email address you own. And you have a box like this pop up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, where it has name, put in your name.
Already
Already
Okay.
there.
All right, everybody got that? Okay, here's now where the one tricky part comes in. So I'm going to give you your new email address, your professional email address. And like I usually do, I'm going to start from the back, because this is what's the same for everyone. Okay? It doesn't matter, but when people, the internet doesn't care. It looks better sometimes, so if you're going to do capitals, then do both capital L and capital G, which I didn't do. You can leave them all, you can either leave them lowercase or capital.
So
I can't see that.
Larson, Gladys.
Larson, if you don't know how to spell Larson, it's right up there.
Yeah, Gladius.
And then the second word is Gladius. So that is also up there. In fact, you see the website up there on that poster behind you below the two logos, Larson-Gladius.com.
There's no hyphen.
There is a hyphen.
There is a hyphen.
Yeah. This is the hyphen right here. Okay? Does everybody see that up there?
Yep.
Okay. Now I haven't given you your whole email address yet. But it ends with @LarsonGladius.com. Okay, are we ready to move forward?
Yes.
Yes. So, welcome to my book. So you put your first name. Now, if you're Rayshun, you don't put the hyphen in, or the apostrophe. Okay?
Okay, what do we?
So you put in your name, your first name. So when you see this on test, right, have it, your first name in brackets like that, that means put your first name in. It doesn't mean type in your first name. Okay? This is not the same as this. Okay, so everybody knows, for grammar purposes, if something's in quotation marks, that means you put whatever's in the quotation marks there. If it's in brackets, you substitute what's in brackets for what it's supposed to be. And the brackets, what's inside the brackets should tell you what it's supposed to be. Okay, so you would put what? Darrell at larsongladius.com. And I don't know about if Daniel's set up.
Yeah.
You can try it. Okay. So, and other than Jesse, I think you are Jess, but you might have to do it both ways.
So I got you.
Okay, so it might be that. And then Boris, Aristotle, Keith, Abel, Alfonso, Scott, etc., Terry. Okay? So now type that in here. And leave it checked as treat as an alias. Leave that checked. Now, here's an important thing to know. This is a forwarding email account. What does that mean?
Somebody sends an email to that, it's going to forward it to your email.
Right. So how do you log into this email?
To your Gmail account.
Set up, right? Just go to your Gmail account.
Yeah. You cannot log into this account. And you can't get there. It can only send, you can only receive, and through your Gmail you can send as that, but you don't log in.
Can you send it from this Gmail?
Yeah.
Okay, so
We're going to set that up. That's our purpose for doing this.
Oh,
But the key thing to know is you can't log into anything, any of the Google apps we do from this.
right.
Okay? You will always be logged in as your Gmail person. Okay? So type that in. So I will do that. Okay, and then go to next step. And then this is what should pop up. Except here, I think yours says Gmail or Google, right?
No, one says smtp.larson-values.com. Username Jess.
And create your passcode.
You don't want caps.
Yours is just values.
Mark, please enter your valid email address.
Mine does too.
Okay.
Yours as well.
So you have something wrong in there.
Right.
So you have a space,
You got the hyphen in
or you have
between
something.
Okay, so this is SMTP server.
Exactly
Put that.
Well, let's see. Just a second.
what you see wrong.
Yeah, it does.
It's a crime.
It's still going tablet on that. Oh, all right. It looks like an E. Good look. Good look. Right. Gladius.
And one of the things that Google always does
And
is it is always updating stuff. So this is something.
I thought it was good.
Yeah. We could create any passcode, right?
Well, no, you shouldn't need one.
It's asking for the password to the Larson Gladius.
No, there isn't one. This is something new. Before, it would just do this stuff in a different way. So,
Because without it, anyone could just forward someone else's email.
no, because it sends an email to your email account to verify.
Confirmation.
Yeah. So normally, the next step is you say okay, and it says then enter the verification code. It says check your email. We're going to send you an email with the verification code.
Right.
And so the idea is you say I have this other email account, like this Larson Gladius. It's going to find out whether you own it. So it sends an email to your Larson Gladius account. Okay? Now where is that going to go?
Gmail.
To your Gmail account, right? Okay. So here's what we're going to do a test. Just click on where it says compose or email. What does yours say?
Well,
We're going to get out of it. We're going to send ourselves an email to our new account.
well, it's not set yet, is it?
Need a
Just
password.
do this. Just click on compose to, okay, and send it to that email address.
Just,
With our full name, right?
Where's the phone?
No, first name at Larson.
The red box over there. You got it.
Right.
LarsonGladius.com. Subject, put in test, and then just type yes.
X, the red X,
And then send.
Set up.
there's a line, minimize your line. See the red X, right? And then go one more. See the square, right? And go one more. See the line, see minimize.
Hmm?
You just minimize it.
You hit send. Send it. Send it to yourself.
Close box.
Then go to your inbox and see if you just got an email.
Subject for what?
Test.
Test?
Yeah.
And for, what's it?
I've been sent a message.
Okay.
Just send a message.
Yeah. So just send a message that says test. Send it to your new account.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay. Now, if your new account isn't set up, what are you going to get back? Something that says account doesn't exist.
Well,
Okay.
this is what I thought.
Right, because it worked.
It didn't, I didn't go to this.
We can't get to the next step from here. So I want to make sure that everybody has their email set up.
So do I close that other email address box?
Yeah. Okay, so has everybody sent themselves an email to their new address?
No.
No, not yet. My type is not fast.
Okay, so I'm confused now.
I gotta go back to that.
When I send it to myself,
Go back to labs.
Close down.
you need it.
Go to your inbox.
Okay.
Go to your inbox and you send yourself an email to your new email account. Okay, who has done it? Who's done it? Okay, did you get it back?
Yep.
So yours worked. You should have gotten two, because I sent you one also
Yes.
from Larson staff or something.
No, I only got one when I sent.
But mine it says delivery. The delivery to the following recipient failed permanently. Gannett at Larson.
Okay. So I sent yours as GENET, because that's what I show your address as. Yes, Heather.
Yeah, it says, the email address is mine, but
Okay.
I didn't get either one of them. I didn't get.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
So let's see. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get mine. Neither, because my inbox still says so.
I'll do Heather too. Okay, so I just sent you, 3 of you, an email. Okay, so Keith, Aristotle, and Heather.
I
Hmm?
It's asking me to sign in.
Sign in.
Yeah, for reentering your password.
Huh?
That's what it's telling
Yeah, it's telling me to reenter my password.
Excuse me.
On your Gmail?
Yes.
Okay, sign into Gmail.
Okay.
So you guys might be somewhere first, or somewhere else. Okay, so now I just got a reply. So it said, Heather, what is your LTC email, Heather?
ltc.heather.8.
Not 08. Okay, so that's why you didn't get it.
Now they ask me to verify my identity and her phone number.
Yeah, I got that too.
Okay, so Rob, did you help?
Just utterly ridiculous.
Well, you help them?
So you guys know it's set up,
Yeah, but,
voice in a update.
okay, so I know about Heather. Hey, did you get one, Keith?
Right, so
What is the message in there saying?
For China to go on.
Supposed to be connected.
No, what happened was I tried.
How about you?
Did I get the message from you?
Yeah. What's it say in the message? One word. Black, right here. Did you got that?
Yeah.
Black, right? Good.
I can't even.
Mine it says the payment permanently failed. Like,
Okay, so the good news is these two are set up. We know what's wrong with yours. Okay, who else did not get an email back from themselves other than Jeanette? You did
I
not.
didn't get one back. I didn't get one from you and routed me through the verification process.
Okay.
Where they want you to get text. So then we do the polls again?
You were not able to get one back from yourself,
Right, and I didn't get the
but you got one from me.
Right.
And you didn't get one, did you get one from me earlier that said, welcome to your professional email account?
I got that.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the one back that says this email address.
Did not. Okay, well, that's good. Yes, Aristotle?
Okay. Yours says Larson, Gladiator, 88.
Everyone was doing that?
Mine is,
I
yes.
sent it to you from.
Yeah.
Right here.
Well, why mine says at Gmail. This is .com. That's probably why they.
What do you mean? Say that again?
I said, why write our account is this? Our name at Larson Gladius.com.
That's your new professional account.
Put in the phone number.
So this is the one you put on your resume. This is the one you send to people because it looks professional, right? Wouldn't it be better Aristotle at LarsonGladius.com versus Aristotle LTCLV Aristotle 9214 at Gmail? Okay, so what we're trying to do is get it set up, and it seems like some people, their Gmail was not set up completely the first time through, and that's okay. Okay, so let's go back to settings.
Everybody?
Okay, good. Wait.
I can't even get into Gmail.
Okay, so this is an important lesson in Google, is they always update the apps,
481.
and they change them.
It's gotta be individual.
And it's just part of going through the process. They don't tell you we're going to change this because they have all these apps. They're always being changed. We haven't done this for about 2 months.
Okay. Let's do it one at a time because Larson, I'll get 100 different things and I don't know which one will go to which person. Type in 702 781 0196. Get codes. All right, 650-398.
6506.
650-398. Okay.
You were typing that password?
No,
No, did you do it?
you don't have a password for this account. It's a forwarding account.
But it asks for one.
I know, that's what I'm trying to figure out if we're doing something wrong.
I put in my number,
702
702-781-0196.
What do we do for the password?
1096.
So I'm trying to, there shouldn't be a password. Aha, okay. Okay, so this is
number
what
has been
should
used
come
too many
up.
times for
Okay,
verification.
it's still showing password.
Right, okay, see what I have here?
Who's got
This is
telephone?
what you're looking for. When you go back.
What's her name?
So I put it in, I hit next step,
Heather?
and it should come up and just say send
Can I
verification.
get send a number to you for a verification code?
So whoever's got a cell phone, might use those. We use my Google account for two of them, and now it's saying I use it 3 times. So who's got a cell phone?
I got a cell phone.
What's your number?
702-409-8977.
Okay, she get a text right now, and she get a 6-digit code.
Put it down.
Yeah.
702-412-2143.
So we're supposed to go to settings, right?
Did you get the code?
Not yet.
Yeah.
409-8977.
409 what?
8977.
8977.
Thank you.
8977.
There you go. So we're just fine.
That's
She did it for herself one day. I sent her one to my house.
H is what?
Took a minute.
Yeah, so Rob is working through that. Figure it out.
So 90 my phone.
409.
You're fine.
Thank you so much.
Heather, what was it?
What is it?
702-409-8977.
No. We thought you gave us the
Oh.
code.
You got it's in your text messages.
No, I haven't gotten it yet.
Okay, then we typed the wrong. We
Okay.
put in the wrong
So,
phone number.
the
702-409.
system works, it might be that
8977.
there's one step missing in getting your email set up. Has everybody been sending or receiving emails?
Should have came
It
through.
was us, I mean, still for password.
Huh?
Oh, I said still
So
has
what's
for
my
password.
Yeah.
I need a number.
So there's something that's not right, because if it is right, it comes out like this. So I just did it, so I know that Google was good. Yes.
So yeah, earlier I tried to send you back an email prior to this, and it wouldn't send it. It did the error
Everything seems like it's on a
717.
delay. I It took 5 minutes for this message to send for you.
I know, but I do these
Well,
all the time.
that would be true from the Larson Gladius,
No.
Now it
says
says
I can't be used.
from your LTCLB.
Yes,
Ah,
I just say that things got the message and the invite, but it wouldn't send it back out.
Okay, all right, good. So,
Uh-oh.
all right, let's go on break, everyone, and I'll figure out with Rob. It seems like maybe when we set up your email accounts, we didn't have a valid phone number in there to verify the account, so it's only sort of set up.
No, they're set up. It's just saying there's too much activity on the account that they need to verify it. This was set
On
up
their
by
Gmail account?
the Google account.
Their
Your
Google
entire
account.
Google account is saying there's been too much activity on different computers, and they need to verify you're the real owner of this account.
Okay, all right, so go on break. We'll figure it out.
Leave our monitors on or no?
No, turn it off. Doesn't matter because this is Google.
Okay, we'll see you.
What, Dennis?
I said, we'll see you later. We're headed on break.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay.